Hi guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of ReZero that we will be checking out today. This will be my reaction to episode number 21 of season 2. We are maybe about finished with flashbacks at this point. There is still stuff that we kind of might need to learn in terms of Ryuzu. Maybe we haven't seen everything there. I mean, we have, but you know what I mean? If anything, Beatrice, Roswaal and Echidna are probably the three characters we still need to see resolution to when it comes to that past type of stuff. So who knows if we're going to see that anytime before the season ends. Maybe things are just going to be left unfinished just so that there is still mystery surrounding those characters, because Beatrice is one that we're hopefully going to see a lot more of going forward, and I would imagine if we're going to see more of her going forward, we will maybe learn more about her past, things that happened in the past from her directly. Because realistically, the flashback we just experienced and witnessed, that was all through Ryuzu's experiences. We don't know what happened once Ryuzu went into the crystal and what happened when Ryuzu was not there. So yeah, I'm hoping that we get to see a little more from the others that were there. In terms of Roswaal as well, we need to know what made him go from normal Roswaal to Bash Insane Roswaal. And Hector might have been a big part of that, considering his flamboyancy and clothing and everything like that. But at the same time, Hector's not the most flamboyant, and if anything, he's very sluggish. So it's gonna be interesting to see when that change happens and how that change happens, if we indeed see that in these episodes. But yeah, I'm not going to really talk too long for this intro. I just really want to get into this one. So yeah, if you guys enjoy these reaction videos to ReZero, please like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and hit the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when these videos go live. Share this with a friend if you think they might enjoy these reaction videos to ReZero reaction episode content, and of course comment down below letting me know where your excitement levels are right now for season 4 of ReZero, which should be coming hopefully soon. I don't actually know when it's coming, but I know it's on its way. And yeah, we're just going to dive right into this one. If you notice my left eye, this one getting a little red or anything, I think I'm dealing with allergies again all of a sudden. I thought those had passed, but for some reason this past couple days my eyes have been really watery, and especially my left eye. So just in case you notice me rubbing my eye or you notice it getting red, that's why. It's just allergies. I hate it, but that's life, I guess. So yeah, let's just check out episode number 21 of ReZero. Let's go. Oh, where are we kicking off? With Subaru leaving the Roswaal. Yeah, but wasn't gonna work that easily. Oh, you pissed him off? But that's good. You're gonna do this. Yep. Ain't that the truth? You can't leave though. You can't. Your sister could leave because of the different different father stuff. Where did that come from? I thought it was explained that... What? Yeah. Wasn't it explained that things were different for him? Shit taste for men. That's crazy. So Garf can just suddenly leave? Well, that makes things easier, and that explains why I thought we saw him in the opening at the mansion. What are those? Are those gauntlets? Oh yeah, he's strong as hell. No one. The art of war. He's such a dork all of a sudden. Can we trust you? Barusu. Can we trust Ram? That was my big question at the end of last episode.
お話はすでに内政官様から伺っておりますから。
Otto's the internal officer?
内政官様って
Damn, it's such a good opening, isn't it? Like, every single opening for ReZero just goes so hard. We need to beat the bunnies. And we're gonna do it with Beatrice, according to this opening. We'll see. We are gonna go see Beatrice in the mansion. We're hopefully gonna recruit her. We know a lot more about her now. Ah, this happened after they already left. Ah, okay. I'm glad that she's explaining it all. Yeah. He's so quick to leave, right?
ありがとう。私自身の過去とは向き合えたけど、まだあと2つあるみたい。
Yep.
だからこの後
Present and future.
また墓所に入らなくちゃいけなくて。
Oh, later you're not even gonna take a break or a rest?
本当に。
Yep. She sure has, and even Ram can admit that.
エミリア様、申し訳ありません。
For doubting?
今、ラムは初めて本心から頭を下げました。
Yeah, genuinely, that's why I'm so shocked.
これまでラムは
I mean, she's blunt and honest at least. She'll tell it as it is. Yep, she's a completely different person. Oh wow, look at this. You're getting... Oh, oh really? Oh, shit. I had no idea she would ever even consider anything like this. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, this is assume the royal throne. Yes. You can tell him to step down. The dragon? That's a really nice way of putting that, Ram. Jeez, that's crazy. Oh, the emotion in her voice even. I truly never thought that she would see everything that's happening with Roswaal and consider a different path or route. I honestly thought she was a ride or die till the very end. Oh wow. Rail recognizes Rail right now. Aww. That was a really interesting scene. Very surprising scene. But really beautiful, and it changes my opinion on Ram a lot. Oh, Roswaal was here. Did he hear much of what was said? Oh, he knows. Oh, Emilia putting her little thumb on top just to... Yeah. Comfort her. What's he doing out of his room? Yeah. Which is none. You offer literally nothing? Well, yeah, we know what you thought. Aww. The people who care about you the most. That they did. Because they believe in you. These people believe in you. Not one bit.
借り物の言葉と用意された立場、試練に挑むことすら全てはお膳立てされた上の選択肢。ただそれを分かっていてなお、スバル君は酷なことを迫る。
Oh, shut up.
やればできると感情論であなたを理想に当てはめ。
He wants the best for her.
わかります。わかりますとも。
And you know it.
私と彼とは同類ですからね。
Screw you, Roswaal.
恋しい女性に対して理想を押し付けるということですよ。
You're full of
エミリア
shit.
様を甘やかし、優しく丁重に扱ったことでしょう。あなたが普通の少女であるなど考慮もしてくれなかったでしょう。彼が恋しているのは自分の中にある理想のあなただ。
He loves her despite her weaknesses. That was part of the whole pep talk and thing that he said to her. She's not falling for it. You're full of shit.
思う理由は
That's so
あなたが言いたい
funny.
ことがそれだけならスバルとロズワールは全然同じ
This
じゃ
is
ない
what I've been saying this whole
スバル
time.
ね私のこと面倒な女だって
That he did.
何？
自分がいろいろやってるのに迷惑ばっかりかけて何様だって
He was
スバ
bratty.
ルの言う通りだった私は弱虫で口だけで足りないところばっかりでスバルは私をちゃんと見てくれてる
This is
だから
true.
スバルとロズワールは全然同じじゃないわ
Not even close. Get out of here, Roswaal. Go back to your little hut. Nobody wants to see you out walking about in the sanctuary.
それは
He'll be real with you.
またあなたを体よく立たせるための。
うんうん
Ugh.
嘘なんかじゃないスバルが信じるって言ってくれた気持ちは嘘にならない嘘に
He
しない
means every word he says to you, Emilia.
それが今の私のやらなきゃいけないことでしたいことだもの
It's a beautiful sentiment. Oh, I love this, Emilia, with conviction, with Ram behind her.
あなた
And
もま
not
た変わ
Roswaal.
っていく。
Very shocking stuff.
それが私には到底受け
Don't
入れ
even
がたい。
think about attacking. If I hear an Algoa right now,
決断は尊く、歩もうとする意志は気高い。だからこそ私はあなたに同情する。
What's
あ
the
なたが
pity?
傷つくことを是とした決断さえもこの終わる世界ではすでに無意味だ。
that will soon end? Because you're going to kill the dragon?
正しい道筋を外れ、誤った行く末に向けてずれた世界だ。すでに聖域も応戦すらも無意味に。
I mean, yeah, the sanctuary kind of has lost all meaning compared to what it started off
あな
as.
たと私が始めたことでしょそれを途中でなんてそんなこと絶対にダメよ
Yeah, tell it.
そんなのわからないだけどダメなものはダメよ
This is true. You gotta believe in what you believe and understand what's wrong is wrong.
本当にスバル君のようなことをおっしゃる。
This guy, get him out of here.
私がこれから証明する墓所で聖域の外でもよ行くわねラム
You're leaving her with him?
絶対に何とかしてみせるから
She very clearly does not want to be left with him. Or maybe she doesn't mind. Like, I understand that she still cares greatly about.
先生だ。それだけは間違っていますよ。エミリア様。
I understand that Ram's asking Emilia to change Roswaal because she cares about Roswaal so much. But it feels like she's scared to be around him right now because of the way he is.
覚悟は極まっていたようだね。
ロズワール様はいつからラムとエミリア様の会話を
君が彼女に膝をつくところも見ていたよ。君も役者なものだ。ガーフィールの件で君が彼らに協力したことは聞いているよ。
ロズワール様はこれからどうされるおつもりなんです
以前私の求めるところは変わらない。
Nothing has changed.
少し無理をする必要はできたがね。
ラムは
ここでエミリア様のお戻りを待つといい。
Is she actually acting under Roswaal? Ram, you're a big mystery this season.
ラムが賭けに乗ったのはそれが唯一自分の望みを叶える好機と思ったから
What's your wish?
今夜は風が涼しいいい夜ですね。
バルスと一緒にいた
Flashback time.
夏木さんがどうしてもラムさんを敵とは思えないそうでと考えているんですがいかがでしょうか。
Haram.
協力するなら条件が3つ
Three conditions.
まずガーフの鼻っ柱をへし折るのに
Oh?
大賛成
We gotta
鼻っ柱を潰
knock
した
him
後
down.
ラムに任せてもらうわ
わかりました。
それから
Why?
エミリア様よバルスに何とかさせなさい
そこは夏木さんとエミリア様次第ってとこですね。
What does he have to do about her?
それで3つ目にすごいのが来そうなんですが。
バカねバルスにラムがどうして賭けに乗る気になったか黙っておくことよラムの最後の爪だけは譲れない
Your last endgame. What is your endgame, Ram? I didn't realize you had an endgame. A goal in mind or anything. That's your old friend right there.
ここにたどり着くことも容易だろうね。何のために君はここへやってきたのか。
Is there nobody in that crystal?
簡単なことです魔女の猛襲より
Oh?
あなたを 奪いに参りました。
We're gonna fight?
猛襲ね。君に杖を向けられるのは数年ぶりだが、
Oh
ここでとは残念だ。猛襲と言われたこともね。まあ、君からすれば長く長く付した屈辱の日々だ。君の行いは君なりの忠義の表れと思っていたよ。
Has she been acting all along?
最後の一勝負でスバル君も綱渡りな賭けを選ぶものだよ。
ですが間がいいことだけがバルスの取り柄ですから。その唯一
He sure does have timing on his side.
ありませんでした。本をお持ちですね。
You want to destroy the book?
最後の
Aim
勝負
for
に銘打った
the
場所
chest.
ロズワール様が自ら動かれる局面であなたが何より頼りとする英知の書、それを手にしていないはずがない。
君と私の間に交わされたたった一つの制約を。
They exchanged a vow?
剣を握る者は剣に、魔にすがる者は魔に、炎に委ねる者は炎に。
そして鬼に願う者は鬼に。
Oh? Damn, the way she looked like a child there, it's so creepy.
望みをなくした私を君に差し出すという制約の履行を。
You're gonna kill
抜け殻
him?
となった私でよければ君の好きにするといい。そう誓ったね。
生かすも殺すもラム次第。
君の王法はようやく果たされる。何せ故郷を滅ぼした一員である男にしたくもない忠誠を誓って過ごさなければならなかった。
What?
角をなくし肉体を維持できなくなった君が生きるのに必要だったとはいえ、これほどの苦痛はそうあるものじゃない。
You-
君ほど優秀な駒は他にはいない。
You were there?
惜しい。君の決断はほんのわずかに時期尚早だ。あと一歩、ここで私がなそうとする行いを見過ごすべきだった。そこだけが惜しい。
Whoa, hold on a second. Don't start fighting. I
聖域の核と
have
友
questions.
人のためにその身を捧げた尊い少女だ。だが私の目的は彼女にはない。
この麻酔症を触媒に大魔法を
Oh
行使するおつもりです
shit.
か。
天候を変えるほどのね。
Oh
書の
no.
聖域に雪を
Oh no, you need to
その魔法
stop
を使うた
him.
めには絶大な集中と精緻なマナの扱いが必要になる。
You need to stop him, Ram. Damn, Ram is the hero we need right now.
あなたの望みは叶えさせる。
Oh, there it
聖
is.
願が成就し、抜け殻になったあなたを差し出されてからでは意味がない。壊れたあなたを迎えてもこの胸は満たされない。
We need to get him now before he becomes
強
that.
力なことだ。しかし今の君で私に勝てると。
いいえ、無理でしょう。
Oh.
ラムでは勝ち目がない。それは明らかです。ですから。
Oh, it's Puck! I forgot! Haha!
君がスバル君たちの計画に乗った最大の
I forgot Puck was in the crystal.
言ったはずですよ。
Oh, hell yeah, let's go. We know they fought before.
あなたを奪い取る。
Oh! Let's go, Puck!
で僕は通りすがりの奈良精霊。さあ、いつかの延長戦の始まりだ。
That's something I asked a long time ago. I was like, will we get to see their fight? But I guess we get to see their new fight. Holy shit. Is that the end? No, it isn't. I need to go back to the fight though. No.
ネムさんが
What have you sensed? Looks like she's got a little mustache on her
スバルなら絶対
top.
こうする。
Have they already infiltrated? Is that what this is? It begins.
あなたが小さい方のメイドさんね。
No, this is the big maid.
きっとあなたの腹渡はとても綺麗に違いないもの。いい子ね。
Get out of here, Elsa.
天使に合わせてあげるわ。
Oh, Frederica. Let's go.
ですわね、ペトラ。お逃げなさいと言ったのに、後でお仕置きですわよ。
あなたが大きい方のメイドさん。
No, that's actually the little
メ
maid.
イドさんが二人
Dumbass.
揃ってそれも仲良しだなんて嬉しいわ。
They're very close. We saw that during the break times.
でも私、少し前にオートで死ぬような思いをしてから腕が上がったの。
Oh
あ
shit,
なたじゃ
okay.
無理ね。
あなたを仕留めきれなかったその方を、
Reinhardt, the sword saint.
今度こそお屋敷の外へ。でも、姉様。誰の依頼かは存じませんが、私と
Roswaal.
ペトラが標的のようですわね。
え メイドさんが2人と精霊の女の子。精霊のお腹を開けたことがないから期待してるの。
Petra's realized that she's not here for Ram. So Ram is safe, technically. Little spirit girl, are you gonna go through the door? I'm sure Beatrice knows and she would take you in. It's kind of like what she said. Yep. Remember Subaru told you that you could find her? And then last episode we saw Beatrice saying that everyone should escape with her. So surely Beatrice can hear this and she will let her in. Close the doors! Close the doors! Don't leave them open! You're gonna make it easier to be found. Believe that you'll find the door in the next attempt. Aww. He'll be here soon. He's just not here right now. Holy shit, he's already here? He actually got here? Aww. Alright, now open the door. Garf went up, didn't he? Yep, super strong. Brother and sister gonna fight side by side. I love it. A reunion, yes.
胸の下ばかり狙うのは一体何のこだわりですの？
強いて言えば趣味ね。
The
腹
biles.
渡がりですもの。
Screw you. Here we go. My boss. Look at the gauntlets. Oh, that's true. Look at him go. Big bro. That's really funny. Not big enough. But you get bigger when you transform than she does, so 2v1. Ram. Yup. Oh, okay. With his bitch? Shit. He's super strong. Oh. Really? Aww. Having you as a big sister made him as strong as he is today. That's really cute. Bitch in black? We'll celebrate my getting out of there. You could have left anytime you wanted, Garf. That's what makes it all the funnier. A reunion of roars. Beatrice, too. We're actually getting to see her. Subaru's gonna waltz right in, as he does. We are getting out of here. That's a crazy statement. Wow, that was like a really roller coaster ridey episode. I feel like there hasn't been one like this almost since season 1. I feel like season 1 had a lot of these episodes where like half the episode would be a completely different thing and the second half would be something vastly different. And like it was more than the first half that was, you know, dealing with the sanctuary and everything, but the highs and lows in this episode made this such a memorable, made this a great one. And yeah, this is probably one of my favorites of the season so far, just simply because it really did so much at furthering characters' motivations and everything like that. And we got to see more of the characters that we know and love stand up and be full of, you know, conviction, and we got to see a lot here, especially with Ram. Very surprising character within this episode. Maybe also a big reason why I enjoyed this one so much is despite the fact that I was loving the flashbacks, loving getting to see so much new information, I was missing following Subaru and doing stuff like this. Like, yeah, there's just something about this character that is so charismatic and I love him so much. And so now that we're back to him, I'm having a great time. Like, that's not to say I wasn't having a great time before. Those flashback episodes were absolutely amazing. And I love them so much. But yeah, there's just something about being back with Subaru that is just, it's great. I love it. And that was episode number 21 of season 2. Like I was saying, a great episode. I really, really thoroughly loved this one. I really enjoyed it. And one of those episodes though that only had really probably 3 scenes across the whole episode. So there isn't as much to talk about. It's not as dense in how much there is. But this is one of those cases where it's quality over quantity, I guess. Yeah, there might not be as much to talk about as, I would think, because, like I said, mainly just 3 whole scenes that I can think of. But yeah, we're going to go back to the beginning, and with the beginning of the episode, we see that Subaru, Otto, and Garf are all talking about, the whole situation with Roswaal and how Subaru needs to get to that mansion as soon as possible. And it's very clear that he's depending on these two in order to get there. He's depending on Garf's strength and he's depending on Otto to get them there, because we know from episode 20, I can't remember, but the last couple episodes, one of the last episodes of the first season of ReZero, we saw that Otto was an absolute demon when it came to navigating on a land dragon. And that makes a lot of sense now that we know that he can communicate directly with them. Yeah, he can figure out the quickest way to get somewhere. He can figure out not necessarily the least dangerous, but the quickest way anyway, and the best way to get somewhere. And so I'm sure Otto was a key part in getting them to the mansion by the end of this episode. But at the beginning, we're not really talking about anything like that. It's never really mentioned what Otto's going to do. It's just kind of mentioned that Garf will be their sword. He will be the strength in the group going towards the mansion. And of course, there's that big ass revelation that Garf can go with them because he also is mixed blood like Frederica. I must be completely wrong here, because I feel like I remember getting an explanation from either Frederica, Garf, or another character that explained that Garf cannot leave because of his blood, but it's because of the difference in blood that Frederica could leave. So what was keeping him here this whole time? What was tying him here? Other than the fact that their mother left them here. So he must have felt some sort of duty to stay here and see out what he thought was the case, where he thought that he had to stay here so that she could be happy. Like she abandoned them here so that she could go off and be happy, is what he believed. It wasn't the case. It wasn't true. But that's what he believed anyway. And something to keep in mind is that he was also scared to leave. He was just a child who didn't know anything else. Like, this was his whole life right here. He was probably very scared to leave. And another thing as well, he was described by Echidna as being a big scaredy pants, essentially. And basically a huge disappointment is kind of how I remember her describing him right when Subaru turns down her idea to join her, back in at the end of the first half of the second season. So yeah, this whole scene is played for laughs because everyone was under the assumption that Garfield could not leave, me included. Which is why I was super confused about, within the opening, I was pretty certain I saw Garf there at the mansion. And I was like, how could that happen? Like, Garf cannot leave. Is Emilia going to just speedrun these next 2 trials and then Garf's going to make his way there in no time at all? How's that going to happen? But obviously we get our answer here. He ends up bringing along 2 gauntlets, which we learned by the end of the episode are things that he and his sister played with, and these are seen as shields, but these gauntlets, they seem to be able to do something offensively for him as well, as he describes. But anyway, he's very excited to bring these and he's very excited to use these. And we start to see a dorky side of Garf here, because Subaru says something about, his art of war, because Garf did one of his own where he said something real random. Garf is like, holy shit, that's so cool. And he thinks that whatever it is that his boss said was super cool and he's super surprised. And this is very surprising to us because we'd never seen him look dorky like this. I don't know what this mention of an internal officer is about, if that's in relation to Otto, if Otto is now being referred to as the internal officer. Don't know what that's about, but cool anyway, because we love Otto here. And so then we see Ram basically being like, I'm going to do what I want from now on. My debt is paid, basically. And I was like, oh my god, here comes trouble. I thought that scene at the beginning with Ram would have followed the scene that we saw her with Emilia. So I genuinely thought she had taken Emilia, given her over to Roswaal, or hidden her somewhere, and then went off to speak with Subaru. Like that's what I thought the order of events was. But it turns out Ram went to Emilia after the whole situation at the carriage when the boys were heading off to the mansion. Subaru says don't do anything stupid and throws the Puck crystal. For some reason I completely forgot Puck was in there. I should have realized, I should have known, because that only happened a handful of episodes ago. So yeah, that was on me for completely forgetting that. Very, very nice to see. Ram has a plan, it would seem. She's got a game plan and she is not following any rules. She's kind of doing her own thing. She's paving her own path, and everything she has done up until this point has been about paving that path, it would seem. There's a big question here of whether or not everything we've seen from her has been part of her plan, or if she genuinely has felt the way she has about Roswaal, but now things are looking a little strange or different, and so she's stepping up. Like, there's this question of which of those is true, and yeah, I feel like it's interesting because we can't get a decent read on Ram right here. I feel like I knew this character very well, but right now I don't have a clue. So the scene then with Emilia, Ram discovers very quickly that she seems like a completely different person. Her head is high, her chest is out, she is proud, she is doing a great job, she is pulling herself together and she is pushing forward. She has a goal in mind and she is doing what she can to reach that goal. She has conviction, she has energy, she has belief in herself, and Ram knows herself. That is all thanks to people like Subaru. Obviously Puck also played a huge part, but it was once Puck left and Emilia was left to have to depend on herself without the help of others that Subaru's words rung through to her. And so it does, like, it's not fair to say, but it does feel like Subaru was almost more important to getting Emilia to this place than Puck, because that is not the case at all. They have both been hugely important for very different reasons. But anyway, this surprise from Ram makes sense when we see what comes later, where we see the flashback that she has where Otto approached her and, you know, basically convinced her to join them on this ploy, because he knows what Ram really wants. She would be able to get that if she helped them out. And she set 3 conditions, and one of those conditions, the second condition, being that Subaru changes Emilia. And very clearly Ram can see here that Emilia has changed, so that's one of her conditions met already. Another condition being that Otto doesn't tell Subaru about the reason for what she's doing all this is, which I trust that Otto wouldn't share that information, because I think Otto can be trusted. And the other thing that she wanted out of this was that she would take Garf down a notch, and that happened. We saw it happen. So yeah, all those conditions are met, and now she will help and do whatever it is because she owes them at this point. And she bows down in front of Emilia and admits that she's never bowed down genuinely in front of someone, and she truly means that she is blown away and surprised. And so, you know, it almost seems like she's proud of Emilia here, which makes it really sad because we see her bowing a lot. I know it's out of duty, but that would also insinuate that she's never bowed down to Roswaal in a way that she genuinely meant it before. No. And then Ram bends her knee to Emilia, basically begs Emilia to help her. She begs essentially Emilia to save her master, to save Roswaal. And this is where it got really confusing for me. Well, not confusing, but more surprising, because I truly thought that Ram was along for the ride with Roswaal no matter what. I didn't think she would ever once question anything he said or did, or be worried about him, because she was true ride or die for Roswaal, and I thought nothing would change that. But here we see she has her doubts, at the very least. And the more the episode continues, the more you start to think, has she been playing Roswaal all along? Like, what are her true intentions? I kind of mentioned that at the beginning of this post talk, and yeah, I don't really get those answers, because the way she's explaining it to Emilia, it's very much that she still is a ride or die for Roswaal, but that she wants him to get some help because she doesn't like these delusions that he's been yammering on about, and he seems like a completely different person, and she wants to help him. She wants that to change, and she wants the old Roswaal back. But we get some dialogue later which might kind of insinuate that not to be the case, unless she is someone who is suffering from, I don't know what they would call it in this world in Lagunica, but essentially Stockholm Syndrome. And I'll get to that later, which was a huge surprising moment for me, by the way, and I didn't even really get to talk about it because they were talking so much and I couldn't really take it all in and talk about that at the same time. So very surprising stuff right there. And so Ram urges Emilia to take the throne so that she'll basically be able to convince Roswaal that there is a bright future ahead of him, and so that he should live and see out that future and do good, not bad, not this bad shit that he's been doing, but that he can do good in order to reach that point. And Emilia is very shocked by these words. And Ram does come across very emotional and very honest here, so that's what makes it so confusing. Was she acting or was she not? I don't think she was acting. I think she was being genuine here, but you know, there is this question of doubt at this point in the episode. And Emilia says, "You've never asked anything of me, so of course I'll do this for you." She promises basically to help Ram in order to do this, and that she will get towards the throne and take it. But this is kind of when things get bad, because Roswaal appears. But not before Emilia helps Ram stand up by taking her hand. And once Roswaal appears, Ram starts to shake, and she's very clearly worried or scared. And that's probably a big part of that, is because she's worried about what he might have heard. And yeah, he might not have heard much, but he saw everything. And once Emilia senses that Ram is scared, she puts her thumb, or was it her little finger, on top of Ram's hand in order to comfort her and to show, hey, I got you covered. You know, that little single finger or thumb over the hand surely helped to ease a lot of those worries and pains and sufferings and everything. And that was Emilia's way of trying to do that for Ram. And then we get Roswaal basically being like, I didn't think you had passed the trial, and so I offer up any congratulations I can muster, you know, based on how I feel, blah, 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 blah. But like, nah, he's an asshole, so he doesn't believe it or mean any of this. And then he starts to basically gaslight Emilia into believing that Subaru's not doing this out of pure intentions. It's just really interesting, because during that scene, I was worried that his words might be enough to give Emilia some doubts. But this is a new Emilia, and this new Emilia does not have room for those doubts. This new Emilia understands Subaru completely and believes in him, trusts in his words. And so I should have believed at the same time. I should have had belief, but I will going forward, because this scene was a perfect example of how something like this that could have swayed her in the past did not do so this time. So we get to see Emilia's growth here really, really well. But it's once he finishes talking, Emilia's like, oh, is that it? And Roswaal's shocked by this response, and she's like, yeah, you say that Subaru's trying to push his ideals onto me, that he's trying to trick me, that he's trying to do this, and this. Well, let me tell you the truth. He said all these mean ass things to me, and he meant them, but he wants to see the best for me, and he truly means it. He really does feel that way, and he believes it too. And the words that Ram said a little earlier in the episode, where Ram said that he truly cares about Emilia more than anyone else, that also helped, because that was someone else saying that. And so that probably helps in this scene as well, where Emilia can comfortably admit that she has nothing to worry about when it comes to Subaru. And she so proudly says that those two characters are nothing alike. Those two characters being Roswaal and Subaru, of course. And I completely agree. And I love that it's Emilia that says it here. I love her confidence, and I love the way she did it. She did it with so much style. And yeah, I love this girl so much. And I've really, truly loved getting to see more of her this season. That's one thing I said at the beginning of the season, I think, or maybe it was half season, I can't remember, but I did say that I was looking forward to seeing much more Emilia content. She was such a mysterious character that we didn't really see as much as we would have thought we would, considering she's the main heroine. And this season also kind of didn't give us as much as I wanted, but these past handful of episodes have given me so much. I have been feasting, and I I can comfortably say I love this character so much now. I really liked her before, but I love her now. Apologies, someone's decided to start cutting grass at 4:15 p.m. The grass was being cut earlier, for the record, at like 11 a.m. It's why I didn't record earlier, because grass was being cut. They're deciding to cut grass now too. I don't understand it. Grass was cut yesterday. Grass is going to be cut tomorrow. I just don't understand it. That's my rant finished. I just don't understand why they cut grass so much in this damn place. Anyway, yeah, so I love this Emilia, and it's such a great sight to see, and it's such a great character growth that we can literally follow from her. So we get to see everything that she's, you know, experienced and is experiencing, and we get to see everything that has come from that to get her to where she is now. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm so glad that we got to see this journey, this half season. Emilia says she's going to change things both here in Sanctuary and outside it, and yeah, that's kind of like going against, well, it's kind of interesting because right before that, Roswaal said that the meaning of the Sanctuary has changed, and, you know, all this other stuff has changed. And Roswaal says that the end of the world is going to come and everything. And, like, what does that mean? What does it mean that the end of the world is going to come? Because things have changed, because the meaning of things have changed. But why does that mean the world has to end? Is this related to you going and trying to kill the dragon? Is that what would destroy the world? Like, what is it that you think will destroy the world here, or will change this world? Is this idea of the world ending maybe related to my theory that there are like different worlds or different existences, planes of existence or something? One where Subaru existed, one where they all exist. Again, I'm so sorry for the grass being cut right now. And maybe that's related to the world ending, like it's one aspect of the world but not another, or yeah, who knows? I have no damn clue, but I am on this journey and I will find out, because we will find out eventually. And this is where the confusion comes, because Roswaal calls Ram an actress, and they're both surprised by how far along Emilia has come. And I'm starting to wonder then, is Ram lying? Like, what parts of this were true from Ram? Is she just being completely disingenuous? And so Roswaal orders her to remain here and wait for Emilia to come out. But then following that scene, we do get the little flashback, which kind of, indicates that Ram is not going to go along with all of this, and that she has her own goals. And this is the first time I think we've even heard of her having her own goals and an end game of her own. But she does not stay there and wait for Emilia. She goes straight to Roswaal instead. And this is part of her plan. This is part of her goal. And she is here to stop Roswaal. She is here to convince him to drop these delusions. And I don't fully understand what the point of bringing the book here is, the Tome of Wisdom, but anyway, it was brought here and she wanted it to be brought here. I don't know why does she plan to destroy the Tome of Wisdom, but she points her wand at Roswaal and threatens to take him down. And this is part of their first vow that they ever had with one another, where Roswaal basically said that if he depended on her, she could be the one to kill him, as she would be the one to kill him. And so why isn't he just rolling over then? Why is he kind of trying to put up a fight here? But I guess it's because he admits that he is but an empty husk, and Ram says she does not want to wait until he becomes that empty husk. She wants to stop him now while he is still Roswaal. So yeah, a little confusing, but I think I kind of get it. And then we get like this really huge scene, this huge moment, this huge reveal, where we learn that Roswaal was one of the men responsible for taking down Ram's village and for causing her horn to be destroyed. And really, really funny enough, I theorized that to be the case way early back in season 1, when we saw the village being destroyed by fire. I said the only time we've ever seen fire like that was when Roswaal appeared. So I thought from that moment on, Roswaal was part of that ploy. And here we are, learning that to be the case. If that's not the case, let me know. That's kind of how I interpreted this, because he basically says you had no choice but to swear loyalty to one of the people that was there that destroyed your home and caused your horn to be destroyed and everything like that. So I have no idea how to interpret this other than the fact that he was there. He is one of the people responsible for that. And he even calls Ram a pawn. But Ram is here to defy all of that. Ram is not here to be a pawn any longer. She does not want to be part of this. She might have some sort of Stockholm syndrome for Roswaal, but she has her own goals. She is her own person. And it kind of helps to explain why she is the way she is, where she's so hard and she's so hard-headed and she's so dry, stubborn, and it's very hard to get through to her or to have any kind of like laugh with her. She's very serious and she's very mean a lot of the times, and that makes sense because of all these barriers she had to put up to protect herself and to protect her little sister because of what they experienced back in the village, and then the fact that she has to be Roswaal's person. Essentially, she is being used by Roswaal, so it makes a lot of sense about her character, the way she is, and her personality. And Roswaal reveals that he wishes to use this crystal to create a shit ton of magic and summon a shit ton of snow, which will summon in the goddamn flesh-eating rabbits. And we don't want that. And Ram is here to stop that. But it's going to be pretty difficult. It's not going to be easy. Ram basically says, I'm going to stop you. Roswaal's like, you think you can beat me right now? And Ram says, probably not, but I got a secret trick up my sleeve. And she pulls out Puck, which makes this a 2v1 because she is not fighting him alone. And we know from Memory Snow that these two fought before and that there seemed to be no clear winner. Their strength was very equal, and that was kind of explained to us in Memory Snow. So I'm glad I watched that OVA because otherwise I can't remember if they even talk about this at all. And so as they're about to throw down, they're about to start fighting, we cut away. Sadly, I wish we got to see more of this. I hope that we get to go back in the coming episodes and see the way this finishes out because I want to see that fight. I want to see Puck versus Roswaal. I've been saying that for so long now, and this was our chance to see it, but we don't really get to see it. And then we go to the mansion where we follow Petra running scared. She is running and she's been told to run away, which we learn a little after this, but she thinks about Rem and she's like, oh, I need to go in and save her. This is what Subaru would do. And as she's going to do that, Elsa shows up and she's like, oh my, you must be the little maid. Like, no shit, she's the little maid. She's a damn child, you. So yeah, anyway, she's about to go and slash at Petra, and that's when Frederica shows up and says, hey, run away. I will discipline you later for not listening, but run away. And then Elsa starts to explain that she's here in order to take down the two maids and a spirit girl. So that kind of clues Frederica and Petra in that she is not here for Rem. She doesn't even know about Rem, so they don't need to worry about that. And that's then when Petra starts to run away yet again, and she starts to think about Beatrice. Maybe Beatrice could have, maybe Beatrice could do something. And in my mind, I was thinking maybe she would want to find Beatrice in order to warn her, and that Beatrice might have let her in so that they could all escape together, because yeah, that's kind of like what I was thinking based on what we saw at the end of the previous episode. But I guess Beatrice just does not want to be found. She does not care, which makes it really sad that she does not care about these people and she doesn't care for connections or anything. She opens a ton of doors and cannot find her at all. And I'm sitting over here screaming like, close every door, don't open all the doors because then she'll be able to find you really easy. And that's then when she's like, Subaru, please help me. And Subaru shows up. Of course he does. He just happens to be there right at that moment, which is really, really funny, honestly. And yeah, he's basically like, yeah, well, I sent someone super strong upstairs to go help out Frederica. And that's when we cut to super strong, big man, Garf. And Garf, it reunites with his sister. There's this really funny moment where he's like, what, you got really big? I should call you my big bro. It's funny because she's not as big as him when they transform, but he's much bigger than her when they transform. So I wonder if that's kind of like a male-female type thing, or like there's something related to that. But we see Garf rush in and save Frederica the way she just saved Petra when she was about to get slashed. So there's a nice little bit of symmetry there. Not exact symmetry because there's different people involved, but you know, it was this really nice moment where we got to see her efforts were not wasted. She saved Petra, and so her life is being saved now, and we get to see that play out because Garf shows up. They have a nice little reunited moment, and Elsa lets them have this little moment of reunion. And I love the scene where Garf was like, I'm only as strong as I am because I got to run around with you, and you made me stronger with all the things that we would do. I'm using a shield. The shield makes my offense a defense, but my defense is an offense. So yeah, it's very interesting and funny the way he thinks, but I just really loved it. I think it was really, really nice. Garf tells Frederica as soon as there's an opening to grab Rem and get out of there because he will not be able to watch over his back. He calls her a bitch twice. He even says something along the lines of, I'm gonna have my hands full with this bitch, and then he calls her the bitch in black, which is funny because for some reason that made me think of the movie Woman in Black, I think, the horror movie, which also then made me think of a really shitty joke. Me when I'm asked to choose a horror villain that I think I could beat up or whatever, and yeah, it's not funny, but that's for some reason what it made me think of. And anyway, yes, that's basically how this episode is about to wrap up, with Garf going face to face against Elsa, which makes the opening where we see something like that make a lot more sense. And then we finish off with Beatrice and Subaru both having a little moment where Subaru says, I'm here to take you outside. You're going to have fun. We're going to have fun together. I'm here whether you like it or not. So let's go. That's kind of how it ends. But yeah, I can't wait to see that play out. I can't wait to see that in the next episode. I can't wait to see that in the following episodes. Maybe the whole next season. I just really want to see this relationship between Beatrice and Subaru play out a little more, so we get to see them actually be people with one another and actually learn about each other. And yeah, I think they're going to have a great friendship, a great dynamic with each other, and I can't wait to see more of it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and comment down below letting me know, like I said at the beginning, how excited you are for season 4 of ReZero coming out. And yeah, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when these videos go live on the channel, and share this with a friend or someone that you think might enjoy these ReZero reaction episode content videos. That was terribly said, but you know what I mean. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.